Hey y'all, it's Des. Happy holidays! Today I'm showing you how I made my son's very first advent calendar. Kicking things off with the little boxes that hold our gifts, you're gonna need some scissors, a pencil, something to press the edges, a ruler, and your standard 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper. Line your ruler up with the edge of your paper, then draw a line down that inner edge of the ruler. Repeat this step for all four sides of your paper, and now we've got the framework for our box. To actually create the box, we're gonna fold along each of those lines. As I fold, you'll see I'm holding it up to the light. It's just easier to see my line that way, but all you have to do is fold all of the corners and press them, and then we're gonna go to the other side and do the same for the. Just be sure to unfold what we just did before going to the other side, you see. Fold and press, fold and press. Take your time, you want your edges straight. And y'all, please don't ask me what I'm using to press. I have no idea. I found it in the kitchen drawer. You can use whatever works for you. Okay, now that we've pressed all of our edges, we're gonna unfold the long flaps and fold our short flaps back in. And we're gonna take one side and fold it over to the edge of the flap that we created. It's kind of tricky to explain, but just watch what I'm doing here. I'm gonna do it again. First, we're gonna seal the edges. I hope you guys can see. Do you see how that flap, do you see that? Okay, we're gonna do it again. We just took the end. Everything is still folded. The flaps are folded. And we're just gonna take one edge and take it to the edge of the flap that we already have created. It's a little tricky. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you have any questions, just comment down below. I can make another video just showing you how to do the box, but you should be left with something like this. What we just created here is the border between the top and bottom of our box, creating the depth of our box. This is optional, but I do this because it helps me to see where to cut. The lines that I'm drawing here are just inside of the flaps, but they're where we just folded, and now we're gonna cut each of these little small lines, as you see here. And these are going to create the edges where we're going to be gluing to create our box. Once all your cuts are made, we're going to go ahead and fold up our little squares, add glue to their back sides, but adhere them to the inside of the rectangle. It sounds trickier than it actually is, just watch. Add the glue to the back side, adhere it to the inside of the rectangle. Do you see that? And voila, we've got the base or the bottom of our box. And now to create the top, you're gonna do literally the same thing, but to the other rectangles and squares, okay? I hope you guys are following along. And then we just fold the top over the bottom for the base, and you've got a box to store your gifts. Now this part is completely optional, but if you use plain cardstock like me, you may want to add some kind of decoration to your boxes. You can use wrapping paper or tissue paper, as I am doing here, and I just drew lines the width of the ruler, and then I cut them each at 4 inches long, which is the length of our boxes. To adhere our little strips, we're just going to use a glue stick and a scrap piece of paper so you don't make a mess on your surface. Apply the glue to the pencil marking side up, which is going to make sure the pencil marking is the side that is down when you glue it onto your box. And we're just going to push it down with our press, and there you go. Now moving on to the box that is holding all of our boxes that will be holding all of our little gifts. This box is 14.5 inches by 20 inches with a 4.5 inch depth. After cutting off our 2 side flaps, we are going to measure how long we need our wrapping paper to wrap this puppy up. As you see here, I started by using tape. Tape is not going to do the job, friends. You are going to need hot glue, and I am going to show you why in just a second. There it is. So we switched to the hot glue gun, and I went over all of the places that had already taped with some glue as well, cutting off the excess, and again measuring, just really eyeballing this thing. Adding some hot glue, adhering my paper one section at a time. There's no rule book as to how you should decorate your box. Me personally, I'm a terrible wrapper, so I had to do it one section at a time. But if you're like an all-star wrapper, like I'm sure you could do way better than me, because I literally messed up here and I had to take it off and re-glue over again. But now we're working on the inside and outside of the box, the parts that will show. And again, I'm just wrapping it. I'm not adding too much glue. I'm only adding glue to the sides and then just wrapping it around the back, adding glue to the other side. And then I'm gonna add some glue to the inside and glue it down and cut the excess. And we've got a showcase window for our advent calendar. So cute. A little humbling moment to show you how bad of a wrapper I truly am. I had to fold over the bottom, just added hot glue. But look, you can't tell me I didn't eat. This is problematic. I don't like it, but we'll do it later. And these are some more boxes that I ended up making. I just wanted a little filler box because I had blank space in my advent with just my advent calendar boxes. So I just added some duct tape because they don't need to open. Taped the tops, glued them to the bottom because again, these are fillers. I do not want my son to think that there are gifts in them, so I glued them there so they cannot come up. And then I used mini bows, which were perfect, as the handles on my little drawers or boxes so he could pull them out each day, and added my number. Don't put 25 on there, 24. December 1st, you only have 24 days until Christmas, okay? But there's my stuff. And after all this work, I was somehow just obsessed over DIYing every single part of this. So I wrote and colored it myself when I could have easily designed something in Canva, but you know. And to solve the problem that I mentioned earlier, I used some garland tinsel and just glued it around the frame of that triangle to make it look cute. And we are done! It's Christmas! Time! You want to go get a surprise?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you give it a try. So you're gonna start with box number 24. You're gonna open it, pull it out.
Here it goes.
Oh my God.